Hi, it's Bruce. It's Sunday, November 3rd. It's been a while since I've recorded some reviews, and I've seen 7 shows since that last time. My spouse Bill's been out of town for about 5 weeks now. The revised sideshow he's working on is in tech, and I'm going out Saturday in 6 days to see previews and the opening, so I'm very excited. But let's get down to what's playing. New musical, Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder. A friend of mine saw this in California. He really liked it a lot, said it was very old-fashioned, so I was all set to really appreciate it. And can't say that I liked it as much as my friend. It's by Robert L. Friedman and Steve Luttvack. It stars the wonderful Jefferson Mays and a young man named Bryce Pinkman, who I don't really know, and who was quite good. My problem with it was when I walked in, the set was like great. I was just all set to love this show. Then it took like 20 minutes for me to get into it because there's the opening scenes. There's like 2 or 3 opening scenes before Jefferson Mays comes on. Of course, you can't rush him because he doesn't figure into the plot until you know the setup. But the several songs before his entrance are a little redundant and too long. I'm hoping that I saw a preview and they can cut. I'd like them to cut 10 minutes out of the first 20, to tell you the truth. Because you get the point of each number, you get the setup right away, and it just belabors the point, and it doesn't get rolling until the heavier action starts with Jefferson Mays. And it's based on an old film with Alec Guinness called Kind Hearts and Coronets, which is very funny murder comedy. And Jefferson Mays plays 8 members of a family who get knocked off in succession. Let's just say. I don't want to give too many spoilers, but that's why he's so charming and he plays all these roles. So the music's old-fashioned, nothing really sticks. It does work with the show. The audience seemed to like it. I just didn't completely fall for its charm. But it's great to have a new show, and I wish it well. Now, I went back to see Cinderella. Yes, what can I say? I'm a tween girl. I went back mostly because a friend wanted to see it who hadn't seen it, and Rebecca Luker had taken over for Victoria Clark for a period of time while Victoria Clark's in the Snow Geese. And Rebecca Luker was beautiful as the fairy godmother, and Looney as Crazy Marie. So I love it. The original cast is still in it, Santino and Laura Osnes, and they're both wonderful. I just love that Rodgers and Hammerstein score, and it's charming and lush. Speaking of Victoria Clark, she's one of the high points in The Snow Geese. The Snow Geese, a new play at the Samuel J. Friedman Theater, Manhattan Theater Club sponsored. And it's by Char White, who wrote the very much better The Other Place, starring Laurie Metcalf. This play stars Mary Louise Parker, and wonderful performances by Danny Burston and Victoria Clark. I have to say they elevate it. It takes place in 1917. I find Mary Louise Parker a very modern actress, and I'm not sure that the tone fits in with the period here. Mr. White has said that he wanted to write something Chekhovian, but I think it's a bit strained. And, well, I know that they've been working on it. I did see a preview. I hope it's gotten better, but to me it was sort of labored and a bit anachronistic with some of the dialogue. So you know, the cast is great. It's up to you. A show that I went to that I didn't think I'd care for too much and I actually enjoyed was A Time to Kill. One of the reasons I enjoyed it is because I couldn't remember the film at all. I remembered it starred Matthew McConaughey, and it was a courtroom drama that took place in the South. And it's really good not to know what's going on, because the good part of A Time to Kill is following the courtroom drama. And if you don't know what's going to happen, I think it helps. The cast is excellent. Rupert Holmes wrote it based on the John Grisham's first novel that was turned into the movie with Sandra Bullock and Matthew McConaughey. Sebastian Arcellus plays the McConaughey role. Tom Skerritt's in it. Patrick Page is quite wonderful. And it's staged that you're the jury, so when the court trial's going on, they're addressing you. I was interested in it for the 2 hours and 20 minutes or whatever it ran, and I actually liked it. The Grisham fans were in the audience, and I don't think it got completely very good reviews, but as a little potboiler courtroom drama, you don't see many courtroom dramas on Broadway, and I like the genre actually. I actually enjoyed my time at A Time to Kill. TDF tickets, $44, that always helps. Full price ticket, Betrayal. I bought a full price single because Bill wasn't here. Betrayal is one of my favorite plays and one of my favorite Harold Pinter plays. It's great to have a production. This one's a Class A production, directed by the incredible Mike Nichols, and starring Daniel Craig, Rachel Weisz, who is his wife in real life, and a new actor to me, Rafe Spall. And I really liked it. I loved the play. It was a different take on it. I saw it last weekend, and during that week of seeing it and now, I've mulled it over in my mind more, and it's gone down a little in my estimation. I wasn't crazy about the direction. It's, you know, Pinter's very in what happens in the silences, what happens between the dialogue, the power struggle between men during banter in a pub, the power struggle of the men with the woman, and it's all kind of British and, I don't want to say repressed, but there's more drama that comes out of quiet stillness and listening than there is to some of the direction of Mike Nichols, which is, I don't want to call it over the top, but for this production, I think it's sort of over the top, especially the last scene, which always just grabs me in a very quiet way, like bang. I don't want to give any spoilers, but the last moment you just see the whole spiral. The play takes place backwards, so the last scene is the first scene and how this whole affair, it's about a married couple and the man's best friend who has an affair with his wife, starts, but you don't find out till the end. And it's just a little American at the end, a little passionate, a little rambunctious, whereas I like a quieter, more internal kind of betrayal. But I did enjoy it, and it was fun to see those three actors. And speaking of actors, yesterday I spent the day at No Man's Land and waiting for Godot. Yeah, they changed the name of Godot to Godot yet once again. And No Man's Land was the matinee. Loved it. Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart, along with Billy Crudup and Shuler Hensley. Boy, Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart give a master class in Pinter. No Man's Land is a later Pinter play, so it's fun to have seen two Pinter plays in a month. And they give a master class in Pinter. It's beautifully directed by Sean Mathias, the way a Pinter should be directed. A lot going on with power struggles and dialogue and mystery and memory. Who remembers what, and are the memories real or are they not real? A couple people behind me were going, well, I don't get it. And it's like, well, it's Pinter. What can you say? You got to sort of know the genre. So I really liked that. Then there was like a 4-hour break. We got out at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, 4 hours until Godot, which is a long time to kill in the theater district. I had dinner, had some wine. Maybe I was a little tired during GODOT, but I don't think the GODOT's quite as good as No Man's Land. They're in previews, and I'm sure it will tighten. It needed a little pace. GODOT gets a little repetitive, but again, the four people were incredible, and I highly recommend both. But if you have to see one, I would say No Man's Land. So lots of drama on Broadway. All worth it. The Snow Geese I would put last out of those. And if you want to see the musical, grab Gentleman's Guide. It's on discounts, and it needed some more pace, so I'm sure it will get it. Because I have to say, I saw previews for all these things. So I'm going to California, and I'll see you in a while.